Hey, what's up friends, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you some simple CSS trick. So right now when the user starts typing in, we shall get this message you are typing. So we are not using JavaScript, we are not using any framework, it's only CSS. Just that in the end, if you want to be around and we design it the way you're seeing it here, we shall do it. But for this tutorial it's going to be very simple. I'm just going to show you how you can achieve this using only CSS. So let's refresh the page and we shall be left with nothing. That's how the screen is supposed to be. Now here you just have to create your first web page or index file. So we shall say index.html. I have Emmet installed. I'll just say exclamation mark tab and I get this simple HTML structure, and I'm going to write CSS trick. Wow, can't talk and write. Now what we are going to do here, we are going to be having some simple HTML. I'm going to be having h1, enter your email, then I'm going to have some simple paragraph here. As I said, I have Emmet installed. I just write shortcuts. We are having that. Then let me put the input field. The type will be email. Then the placeholder, we shall put email please. Then I will be having some simple button here, and it will have send. I guess that's it. Let's refresh the page. That's what we are having. Now who wrote this? So that's what we are having. What I forgot is to put some div here, and it's going to be having a class of output, and we are going to be having some simple h5 here inside that div, and we put you are typing dash. Basically that's the simple HTML that we are supposed to be having. Very simple. Let me first zoom in. I don't care about this paragraph. What we care about is this input field and this simple message that we are having here. So right now I'm going to create some simple file, CSS file. I'm going to call it, so press Ctrl S on your keyboard to save. Oh, it's kinda slow. So I'm going to call mine style dot CSS. Hey, save. I don't know what's happening, but the PC is kinda slow. I'm sorry for that. Now I want it to be in 2 layers or 2 columns. I want it side by side so that we see what we are doing in the CSS and what's happening this side in the browser. So what we are going to be working with, there are these simple pseudo classes. We have the node, it's called the node pseudo class, and the placeholder, can't talk and write while placeholder-shown. So these are the two classes we are going to be working with. I'm going to show you in the while what we're doing. So let's link this style in our head section. Shall just, so since they're in the same directory like here, we just need to write the name of the file, style.css. so whatever we write this side, it's going to be applied and displayed in the browser. So right now you can see now it's actually connected. That's not what has brought us here. So remember, we gave this div the class of output. Let me first pull out. We gave this div the class of output, so I'll come here and I target that class of output. I'm going to give it some margin of 5 pixels, and by default I don't want it to be displayed here, so I'm going to come here and I say opacity, so we're just making it fade away. I'm going to set it to 0. Boom, it's not there. That's the only styling that I'm going to put on that output. I don't want to add other things that are going to confuse you. Now we are going to come here and we target this input field. So we are going to say input, then we put a pseudo class of not. I'm going to also explain what these pseudo classes do. They are going to be nested. Then we are going to have the second one called placeholder shown. Whoa, I need to make this big. Yeah, placeholder shown. Then we are going to append this output to this input field. I will say output, then curly braces, and we make the opacity to 1. So I just wanted to make this fast and see if you're going to stay around or not. Now when we start typing in, you see we are getting this message. As you can see, when it's empty, nothing is displayed. When we start typing, you get that message. I want it to have some cool transition, so we want to target this property of opacity, and it's going to run for 800 milliseconds, and function is going to be ease out. Let's see. As you can see now, it fades in smoothly and out. So basically that's what we want. Now let me try to explain these pseudo classes you're seeing here. Right now, let me first comment this out, and we work with only the non pseudo class. So the node, I'm going to target the body. You first target the element where you want to apply it to, and I say node paragraph, curly braces, and we put color. I'm going to say red. So what we are trying to do here, we are saying inside the body, apply this rule to every element but not the paragraphs. So let me save this. As you can see, we are having some simple paragraph here, and these h1s, the input fields, and the buttons. So when we refresh, oh, why isn't it working? Is this supposed to be in curly single quotes? Let's refresh. Oh, let's refresh. So you need to leave some good space here, single space. So basically what we are trying to do here, we are making a rule that says inside the body, so this is the body, we want to apply this red color to every element but not the paragraph. So here we are saying not the paragraph. That's why you're seeing our paragraph sorry, our paragraph has remained black, but everything that is not a paragraph is being given this rule. So to make it seen, let me put a border, pixels, solid blue. So basically that's what you're doing. So every element, give it this styling but not the paragraphs. So I guess now you have known the importance of this non pseudo class. Then let me comment out this that you refer to it. So we have this. I'm going to be targeting now the input, and I apply this pseudo class you're seeing here, placeholder shown. So let me put this border, and it's going to be 3 pixels solid red. So what we are doing here, we are saying, oh, this one has, don't have to leave a space. Yeah, for this pseudo class you don't need to leave a space. So what we are doing here, we're saying when the placeholder is still shown, so when the placeholder is shown, we are going to be having these values applied to this input. But when we start typing, that rule goes away, so the placeholder is not shown. But when it's shown, you get that rule. So I guess now you're well off with these pseudo classes. That's what I wanted to show you. Let's comment out this and go back to what brought us here. So basically what we are doing here, we are saying when this placeholder is shown, this is what will happen. We shall be having this empty space, but when it's not shown, we get our message. So that's what we are saying here. We are appending this message and making its opacity to 1. So opacity 1 means it should be displayed in the browser. Let me first clear Control F5 to clear that catchy files. As you can see, we don't have those red borders again. So basically that's what I wanted to show you in this tutorial. And if you want to stay around and redesign this form the way you saw it in the beginning, stick around and we shall continue with you. So what we need to do, this is simple CSS. What brought you here is it's done. We're just going to be now styling the form just for fun. Let's go here up. So I'm having some framework here called Materialize. So I'm going to link its files in the head section. Materialize. If you need tutorials about this, they're already on the channel, check them out. Then I also want to link Font Awesome on this page. Let's see, it's inside the folder called icons. Inside there is a folder called CSS. Yeah, then inside the folder called CSS there is a file called Font Awesome. Font Awesome -all.mini.css. So basically what we are going to do, I'm going to carry all these HTML, cut it out, create a div with a class of container and paste them inside there. So this is how they are going to be displayed. Let me reduce on the size. That's what we are having now. Now that our Materialize is working, I'm going to come to this class, to this button, and give it a class of btn red. So button red, and that's what we are going to be having. And remember, we also linked Font Awesome, so we put I, and I'm going to give it a class of fa share. Good, very simple. So we also had some icon here like the email. Then we are going to add this simple icon here, I, and give it a class of fa-envelope. That's what we are having. Then we add another text red. Whoa, text red, red text, sorry. ready text, and it will be like that. So when the user starts typing in, you get this simple message you saw you are typing. Yes, that's it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it on different social medias, and I'll be seeing you in the next tutorials.